I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you a video which will have 3 questions. You can take it as a part of review for calculus slopes and tangents, Unit 1. The 3 questions here are: find the equation of line that is tangent to the graph of the function 5x squared minus 8x at x equals to 1. The second question is: calculate the slope of tangent to the function at given point. The function is g of x equals to square root of x plus 2. The point is minus 1, 1. And the third question here is: at what point on the graph of y equals to x squared minus 4x minus 5 is the tangent parallel to 2x minus y equals to 1? Now we need to find the equation of tangent using difference quotient formula, which is, you can say, the slope m is limit h approaches 0 f of a plus h minus f of a over h when we are trying to find tangent at x equals to a, right? So that's the formula which can be applied. Equation of line you could write as y equals to mx plus b, or you could use the formula y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1 to get the equation in standard form. For parallel lines, you know, parallel lines have same slope, right? So that should help you to answer this question easily, right? So I'd like you to pause the video, answer this question, and then look into my suggestions. Okay, so let's start. Let's take them one by one. It shouldn't take long. In 10 minutes, we should be in a position to get all the solutions, right? So the first one here is: find the equation of line that is tangent to the graph of this function, quadratic function. So we are given the function f of x equals to 5x squared minus 8x. At x equals to 1, let's find its value. F of 1 is 5 times 1 squared minus 8 times 1, which is 5 minus 8, or is equals to minus 3, right? So we know what is f of 1. Let us also find the value of this function as 1 plus h, right? Now at 1 plus h, we have to replace x with 1 plus h. So it becomes 5 times 1 plus h whole square minus 8 times 1 plus h. So that gives you 5 times 1 square is 1 plus 2h plus h square minus 8 minus 8h. So open the bracket now, we get 5 plus 10h plus 5h square minus 8 minus 8h. Simplify if you can. 5h square, 10 minus 8 is 2, so plus 2h, and 5 minus 8 is minus 3. That's what you get. Now you need to find equation of a line. That means let's first find the slope. So slope, which we also say m, is equals to limit of this function as h approaches 0. Given point is 1, so we'll write f of 1 plus h minus f of 1 divided by h. Does it make sense to you? Now that gives you limit h approaches 0. F of 1 plus h is this expression, which is 5h squared plus 2h minus 3, minus f of 1 is minus 3 divided by h. So these are simple steps. You need to follow them, right? So you get limit. Don't miss writing limit. Limit h approaches 0. Simplify this. So minus 3 minus minus 3 is 0. So you get 5. Now you can take h common. So I'll take out of these two terms, I'll take h common. So I'm left with 5h plus 2, right, over h. Does it make sense to you? Now at this stage, I could always cancel these, substitute h equals to 0. So what we get here, if I substitute h equals to 0, I get 2. So basically, the slope of this line at x equals to 1 is 2. So now we know the slope m is 2, and the point is x is 1, y is minus 3, right? Now to get the equation, we can write y equals to mx plus b. So in this equation, we know m is 2, x is 1, y is minus 3. So I'll write this as minus 3 equals to m is 2 times 1 plus b. Getting it to the left side, we get minus 3 minus 2 equals to equals to b, and that gives you minus 5 as the value of b. And therefore, equation of the line is y equals to slope of 2 and y-intercept of 5. So that is our equation. So that's the answer. Correct? So we get the first solution, and now let's move on to second and third question. Here is question number 2. We need to calculate slope of tangent to the function at given point. The function is g of x equals to square root of x plus 2, and the point is minus 1, 1. So let's write down square root of x plus 2, right? And we know that g of minus 1 is 1, correct? Now, what is, that is the point, so what is g of minus 1 plus h? So let's replace x with minus 1 plus h. We get minus 1 plus h plus 2. And this is square root of h plus 1. Perfect. Now to find the slope, which is rate of change, sometimes we write m, or we can write instantaneous rate of change. We know it is limit h approaches 0. If a point is given to us, we use the formula f of a plus h minus f of a over h. Now in our case, a is minus 1, correct? So we can write this as limit h approaches 0, f of minus 1 plus h minus f of minus 1 over h. We already have the simplified form of f of minus, well, I should have written g because we're talking about g. So we could just change it to g. Okay, so think like this, g. Since we are talking about function as g, right? So we could write this, g of this is square root of h plus 1 or 1 plus h, either way. And this value is just 1, so minus 1 over h. Does make sense to you? So we substituted these values from, you can say, equation 1 and 2. Perfect. Now, to solve this, we should actually rationalize. So we have square root of h plus 1 minus 1 over h. To rationalize, we'll multiply and divide by its conjugate, which is plus 1, right? Square root of h plus 1 plus 1. Let me take it to the right side and solve it further. So what we have here is slope m equals to limit h approaches 0. So when you multiply these two, difference of squares, you get h plus 1 minus square of 1, which is 1, over h times all this, which is square root of h plus 1 plus 1, correct? Now if you open the numerator, we get limit h approaches 0, h plus 1 minus 1 is only h, over h times square root of h plus 1 plus 1. Now you can cancel these and substitute 0 for h. So you get this as 1 over square root of 1 plus 1, which is indeed 1 over 2, right? So we get the slope of tangent line is, so we have slope m equals to half. Perfect. So that becomes the solution for the given question. Now let's do the last of these three. It doesn't take much time, right? Just follow exactly the same process. Now here the question is a bit different. It says, at what point on the graph of this, which is a parabola, is the tangent parallel to the line? Perfect. Now we are not finding rate of change or slope at a point. We are trying to find the point. Perfect. So let's begin by the equation itself. So what we are given here is line whose equation is 2x minus y equals to 1. So if you rearrange, you could write this as y equals to 2x minus 1. And that really means that the slope is m should be equal to 2. Now when we say parallel, that means parallel means that the slope of our line should be same. Perfect. Now let's get back to the question. It says at what point is it parallel? So we don't know the point. So let the point be just a general point x, right? So we'll say that slope m, okay, let's do it on the right side. Will you save this space for something extra? So let's do it here now. So what we can say here is that the slope in general will be limit h approaches 0. So we'll use fx plus h. We don't know what x is. We'll try to figure it out, right? Minus f of x over h. So let's expand. We have limit h approaches 0. Replace x with x plus h. So you get x plus h whole square minus 4 times x plus h minus 5 minus f of x is all this, which is x squared minus 4x minus 5 over h, correct? So you can write this as limit h approaches 0. Let's expand this now. So it is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Open this bracket, minus 4x minus 4h minus 5, all this minus x squared, that becomes plus 4x plus 5 over h. See what can be cancelled. All these terms should cancel, 3 of them. So 5 cancels with, where is our 5? This is there, minus 5 plus 5. 4x with this 4x and x squared with this x squared. What remains is limit h approaches 0. We have 2xh plus h squared minus 4h. Okay, that's it, over h. Now from here you can take h common. So you get limit h approaches 0. If you take h common, we have 2x plus h minus 4 over h. So now you can cancel these and substitute 0 for h. So what you get here is 2x minus 4. Now as you know, this slope should be 2, right? This slope should be equal to 2. So let me equate this to 2 and find the value of x. Perfect. So if I say that, so I have 2x equals to 2 plus 4, or x is equals to, which is 6, right? Or x is equals to 6 over 2, which is 3. So we know that x should be 3, right? So if x is 3, what is the value of the function? So let's find the value of function. So f of 3 is what? Substitute 3 for x. You get 3 squared minus 4 times 3 minus 5. That is 9 minus 12 minus 5, which is 9 minus 17. And that is definitely a negative thing, 8, right? So f of 3 is minus 8. And now, at what point? So we get our point, right? So the point is x value of 3, y value of minus a. Does make sense? So that is how you should solve this particular question. So at this point on parabola, slope of the tangent line is going to be 2, which is parallel to the given line. You get the idea, right? So I hope with this you understand how we can find slope of tangent line using limits. So that's the beginning, the unit 1 of calculus. Soon we are going to learn few formulas for derivatives, and all this job is going to become much simpler. I hope you understand and appreciate all these steps. Feel free to share your comments. You can always like and subscribe my videos and learn and practice. Thank you and all the best.